icon, which I'm going to double click to start the program. And you can see the webcam windows come online along with this controller window, which you can click in the black space to drag around, and you can even drag it off screen to a second monitor if you want it out of the way completely. So the 3 webcam windows are at the top, and at the moment you can see they're set to certain cameras: USB camera, Microsoft front camera, Microsoft rear camera, which doesn't appear to be working. And you can choose which webcams are used for your session, your teaching session, by clicking the Webcams button at the bottom of the controller in the middle there. So you can see the webcams have shut up and closed down after I click the button, and I'm going to select Microsoft camera front, USB camera, and for my sins I'll try the Microsoft Live Cam as well. You've got the microphone setting as well, so I've got a microphone on each of the webcams I've got connected, so you can pick whichever microphone. If you're using certain microphones, say radio mics, in a lecture theatre or in a classroom, then you will need to pick the input that's correct for that, which will label up on computers. Okay, so I'll click save. The webcams have reloaded based on what I requested. You can see I've got Microsoft front, USB camera on 2, and Live Cam Cinema on 3. And you'll see these are red, 1, 2 and 3, and we've got 3 layouts you can use, so you can pre-configure and put cameras where you're going to need them for your teaching session and have them as presets. So layout B at the moment looks like that, and layout C is along the bottom. So what if that's not what you need? How can you change the layout of your webcams? The first thing you can do is you can pick under the window drop down some presets that are preset sizes for that webcam. So if we go 640 by 640, and I'm going to change the next drop down to be 640 by 640 as well, and you end up with a webcam that sits nicely in a square. Now if 640 by 640 is too big, you can click in the corner of the window and drag it to another size that suits you. You can also move this around the screen using these 9 dots. So the top left one pushes me up top, the bottom right one, as you'd expect, down the bottom, and you can put yourself into the middle as well if you want. So you can move them around however you see fit. In this case, I think for layout A, I'm going to set it up for the start of the lecture, and that's going to be a bit big, but we'll resize it in a second. Let's change the webcam input. I'm just going to shrink the size of that, but I want it to almost fill the screen. There we are. And before I do that, these other 2 at the start on my first layout, I don't want these showing at all. I don't need them. I just need myself as I introduce the subject of the day to the students. So I'm going to click on the showing button and it becomes hiding. I'll put this in the center where we want it. And then when I click the go live button to come out of setup mode, all of these controls disappear, and you'll see I've just got the window on the screen, and we've got the ability to show a minimized menu which we can move around if it's on the same screen, so it's as unobtrusive as possible. So there's layout A. If I click layout B, they're down the side at the moment, and layout C are on the bottom. So let's stop the go live and go back into setup mode, and you can see you've got these controls around the window. So I'm going to configure layout B now, and I think layout B is going to be a practical demonstration, which is where LecturePRO excels, particularly in this period of social distancing. We need to be able to do close-up demonstrations, but people can't get close up. So if we can use webcams to do that, then we can do it in a safe way, and we can give really great and engaging presentations that help people to learn. The other benefit of this is, whilst you can project this screen in a classroom for face-to-face learning, you can also record it and deliver it asynchronously by sharing this screen with Teams, or other tools are available. Perhaps you're using Zoom, Big Blue Button, or something else. So here we are. So now I could be demonstrating something, an experiment, or something practical as a principle to students with my hands on a desk. Cameras could be positioned elsewhere, perhaps behind me or to the side of me, and that would really help students to get a close-up understanding of what they need to do with their practical exercises. So this is my layout 2. Do I want these other cameras? Well, perhaps I just want me talking to students so they can still see me and engage with me. So I position this one down in the bottom. And in layout B, I don't need this side camera showing, so I'm going to turn it off. So then when we go live, you'll see, let me just push that on the side again. You'll see we've got what I'm doing here, but you can still see me presenting and talking. Go back to layout A. You'll remember we just put me in the center. And finally, layout C, maybe you've got all the cameras, including the side view. You may have cameras in other areas of the room. I know this is going to be used in places where there are practical exercises in sport or dance, where we can put multiple cameras on tripods around the room, which might be helpful for people to watch something in a bigger scale. So that's laying out webcams. We'll do some more videos like this to show you how to record and also how to then overlay your Windows applications behind, such as PowerPoint, but also any other Windows application you might be training people on. Perhaps you're teaching computing and need to show coding systems. Perhaps you're teaching creative subjects and you need to show the Adobe Creative Suite and show people how to use that up close. We can do that and share that with picture-in-picture wherever you want it as well, along with any other applications like MATLAB in engineering, etc. But thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next video.